NBA media doesn't match or doesn't watch NBA games, which I find this to be true. Shout out Low, foot on the line, whatever you would like to call him, prefer him as whatever. I already know he drops bangers, so hey, if y'all not subscribed to him, I highly recommend it. He drops some pretty good information. But let's go ahead and watch it. All right.
Man, oh man, what a past couple of weeks. So about a week and a half ago, LeBron broke the internet exposing NBA media members. This is an ongoing topic of discussion in the NBA community, of which there has been a lot of pushback, not only from media members, but even some of you all in my comment section. So you know what I decided to do? We over here at Foot on the Line Enterprise, we decided to just take tally of all of the terrible takes that have happened since LeBron called out the media, for the people out there who believe that the media isn't that bad. And I want to be very, very clear on this video because, you know, Stephen A. Smith said, we're getting confused with social media and the media.
Now you got social media. Social media ain't the media. In today's generation, you've got all of these outlets, podcasts, TMZs, and everything else in between. And the players never, ever specify. They lump on purpose because it's a way for them to escape accountability for what they're doing. They don't point out. Wendy don't bring up your personal stuff. Stephen A. don't bring up your personal. Talk about your game. Talk about your game.
Every take that I'm about to show you not only has happened in the last week and a half, all of these takes are also from major media platforms, NBA players, regardless if it's on.
He's got the info. He's got the info. He's got the info. He's got the info. I'm already knowing. First of all, I didn't mean to pose on you like that, though. Yeah, no, but I feel like the media does really nothing but scrutinize our current NBA players, and I'm not gonna yet again say that we should, ignore our past. But the way that they be operating with the younger talent and their expectations and do's and do nots and all that extra stuff. Like, we're not giving these players the same leeway as we was giving them boys back in the 2000s and the 90s and the 80s, nothing like that. So I'm surprised as to what he's going to say, and we're going to see if they've changed or if they've altered their way of communication or speech since the whole Bron shit with Stephen A.
Major media platform or on their own independent platform, all within a week and a half.
When I hear people say, oh, the NBA is boring, I go, you're watching the same teams. Because if you put on the Detroit Pistons right now.
Oh, stop it. They're boring too.
No.
Bro, the 4 games under 500.
They've won 7 in a row.
Whoopee freaking do.
And I don't think they're 4 games under 500.
All right, what are they?
I'm going to look it up right now. And if you're right, I'm going to be. They're 6 games over 500. They've won 7 in a row. Cade Cunningham is balling.
You want to brag about a team that's 32 and 26?
Oh, you see how he moved the goalposts?
Yeah, stop it.
They were 10 games better than he thought.
That's not success.
They need to be 70-4.
40-20. We talked about it.
So we can only talk about 3 teams?
Bro, Detroit Pistons ain't winning enough championships. Stop it.
Well, no, but you want to know what the odds are if they did?
Ah, man, yes, the good old, we can only talk about them if they win a championship. Ironic enough, because quite literally, and we're going to touch upon that video later on in this one, quite literally, his own co-host said that everybody only talks about 2 or 3 teams. Let's talk about someone else. Now, here you are, the same person on the same platform with you, Charles Barkley, telling people that we should only talk about 2 or 3 teams. Crazy. But Check, you don't even know what's going on out there with the Pistons, because you don't even know what their record is. Bro, the Pistons have not been 4 games below 500 since December. Since then, they've been easily one of the best teams in the NBA. And the fact that you are calling them boring is crazy, because I don't think that you actually watch them play at all. Matter of fact, no more thinking. We actually have irrefutable evidence that you don't watch the Pistons.
Anybody that can consistently play at their own pace and put up numbers, it's a great player. I like the way he's playing. I like what Chauncey's doing. Those guys play hard. My favorite player on that team is Isaiah Stewart. Big body, hard guy, like to knock people out, push people around.
No, I can't let this go. Like who's doing it? You said Chauncey?
Chauncey's the coach, right?
Okay.
Portland. No.
Chauncey, he coaches. I can't let this go.
JB Bickerstaff. That's what I mean. You know what? First of all, I don't watch Detroit. How about that, boo-boo? I don't watch him. So, I messed up. I made a mistake.
You put a trail
What you freaking do?
I mean this sincerely. I think you would enjoy watching the Detroit Pistons.
I don't really get
They
to
play
watch
hard. Cade is phenomenal. Jalen Duren's your kind of big.
Love Cade. I love Isaiah Stewart.
Look at that, bro. I want y'all to understand how frustrating it is and I mean this very serious, when you have people with major platforms, that's TNT, one of the biggest names in all of sports media right now, is trying to finagle his way through a conversation with another team that most people don't give coverage on, and that's the Pistons. And now you're sitting here trying to convince us that not only do you watch them, because you don't, because you're just trying to make your way through buzzwords and just surface level analysis, throwing out a player name here and there, giving us some stats, and you couldn't even make your way through that because you don't know who the coach is. But there's no way that y'all are telling me that it's going to be significantly harder for casual fans to get invested into the NBA when you have one of the loudest voices calling them boring, and he's openly admitting that he doesn't watch an up-and-coming team.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. The hate that these teams get is actually insane. And obviously, you got to chalk it up to these nationally televised games. Like, the Pistons do not have many nationally televised games. Like, to be honest, right now, the Pistons are almost like last year's, or maybe even the year before that's Orlando Magic. Like, remember, Orlando was literally a playoff team last year. Or was that these past 2 years, or was it just? It doesn't matter. I think it was either these past 2 years, or maybe it was just last year, whatever. But remember, the Orlando literally has been a playoff team, and they have like 2 nationally televised games, like 3 nationally televised games, like 5 nationally televised games. Like, why? Why is that? Why is that? I thought the whole point is to be finding the next superstar. Like, we talk about Bron and Steph and KD and Clay and Draymond and Russ and Kawhi and James Harden and Paul George and Embiid, but like, we need to be looking towards the future, like towards more consistent play, towards more reliable individuals, like, and this is not them. But yeah, we throw Victor Wembanyama under the bus. We throw Cade under the bus. We throw Tyrese Halliburton under the bus. We throw Paulo under the bus and Franz Wagner under the bus. We throw all these younger guys like Ant under the bus, like Tatum under the bus. Like, why do we care? Why would they care? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what they want, or it doesn't even matter about them wanting to be the face of the league. Like, even if they didn't want to be the face in the league, but like ended up that way, like, it probably won't, because now people are actively looking to avoid doing that. Doesn't make any sense. But you know what?
No way you're telling me that. You can't convince me of that whatsoever at all. But it doesn't stop there.
You give them props for that? I need more. Yeah, I need more. 28 good. I need 26, 27. I demand from my franchise player you play at the max. Don't be giving props for 20 points. Anybody can get 20 points now.
Can I be happy that he's playing?
Happy is good, but that's
Happy is good.
lower your voice when you talk about that. That's good, but that's not good enough.
So you want me to be like, another triple-double?
No.
It was a pretty good game.
Because you know what? In one sentence, you said the up and down Pelicans. I can't have that with my franchise player.
Well, he just started playing again.
If they're in 3rd, 4th place and you got those numbers, I'm impressed. But I'm not impressed with that. You need to do more, Zion. I love it.
Oh man, the tough love act. The I love you, Zion. First of all, the reason why they're up and down is because of injuries, not because of Zion's lack of production. Very, very silly.
He has averaged 25 and 7 in 20 games since returning from a hamstring injury. The team, though, they had lost 4 straight. They're the 2nd worst record in the West. A lot of injuries.
Golf clap for that. 25 and 7. Golf clap.
Yeah, that's good. He's shooting 60% from the floor.
Golf clap.
This is crazy because he thinks this is an attempt at being funny. He doesn't even know that Zion is averaging 25 points in basically 26 minutes. That's what Zion is doing right now. I don't even know how many players in NBA history could even make claims that they're able to put up 25 on a minute-to-minute basis, basically. Zion is producing a point. Not only that is he producing a point, it's not just a 25 points, it's not just a 7 rebounds, it's also 5 to 6 assists to go along with it as well. And he's doing that again in 25, 26, 27 minutes a game, but he doesn't know that. And basically only 2 quarters of play. Because the argument that Shaq is trying to say and to use, I need 27, 28, 13 rebounds, he's explained this before. Because if you produce like 6 or 7 points on a quarter-to-quarter basis, then you'll be able to get to the 27-point mark, get to the free throw line, XYZ. He's broken down this several times. The problem is that Zion doesn't get those same minutes because he's trying to rehab himself back into the player that he needs to be. So the fact that he's able to produce 25 points per game within 27 minutes is more than enough for you to just golf clap, but you don't know that though.
Close your eyes unless you're driving and listening on radio.
All right, guys, close your eyes. Just don't stop peeking. Close your eyes. Uncle Colin is trying to do something with us. Close your eyes. This sounds crazy. Nuts. Oh my God, just fucking close your eyes. Holy fuck.
Think about Magic Johnson. You can see the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Michael.
Oh my goodness.
You can see that cocky grin. Think about LeBron.
Uh-huh.
You can see the imagery, pregame, chalk.
Mm-hmm.
You can close your eyes and there's images with stars. Close your eyes now and do it with Tatum. I don't see anything. 26 a night?
Whoa, Colin, you really? Oh my! Colin, I can't see nothing. Oh my God, Colin, you're right. I can't see nothing except for a champion, someone who's made the finals twice, someone who's consistently giving you 26 to 30 a night, someone who plays both sides of the floor, someone who goes out there and actually plays 75, 80 plus games on a year-to-year basis, someone who actually goes out there night in and night out, postseason run after run, and actually gives a damn. But see, we're not talking basketball here, are we? We're talking about nostalgia. So let me close your eyes again. Close your eyes. Okay, I'm ready. When you think of Magic, what do you think? The freaky nigga that was having freak offs in LA. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Do it again. Close your eyes and think of Jordan. What do you think? The person that was gambling all the time, who also didn't show up in certain playoff moments because he went out in Atlantic City to go gamble, and also who raised a son that's doing cocaine. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's not basketball. But hey, man, this is great. This is great entertainment. Nothing wrong with the media, right?
Do you really, when you hear Stephen Curry, do you think point guard?
No.
He's not a point guard.
But he happens to play point guard.
He's not the greatest point guard of all time. I don't think it's Stephen Curry is. He is the best shooter of all time.
But he doesn't play point guard all the time.
That's true.
He's off the ball. He is the best shooter we've ever seen. He's the best off the ball player we have ever seen. And then within that dynamic, he has the ability to play in pick and rolls because he can score it. But he doesn't. If you watch him, like he'll pass it and stuff like that. But a lot of his passes are off pins where two guys are on it and he gets off it. Like he's a different type of player. I just wouldn't, in my opinion, I don't put him in the point guard mold because I don't think he plays like a Chris Paul or like a Isaiah Thomas played or Magic Johnson.
And this is the only reason you say that too is because like
the game's changed.
You only say point guard because he's short. If he wasn't short,
he has to play point guard. Yeah.
No, he don't play the point guard. The greatest point guard of all time is Magic Johnson, in my opinion.
Oh, the reason why Curry can't be in these point guard debates with Magic is because he's not really a point guard. Oh, okay. Now, I've heard this several times before. I somewhat understand the traditional logic in mind state, but I want people to be very understanding of why this does not make any sense at all. Kobe and Jordan do not play like Reggie Miller and Ray Allen. They have two different styles of play, yet we still identify both of these players or both of these styles of play under the shooting guard mantra. Dirk does not play like Tim Duncan, yet we both identify them as power forwards. Actually, Dirk plays much closer to a small forward, but we still don't call him that. LeBron and Melo do not play like one another, but yet we still call them as small forwards. Jokic does not play like Shaq. He just doesn't. Jokic doesn't play really like any center that has ever existed in NBA history, and yet we still call him a center. Only the point guard position is one in which you all decided, in large part because many people just grew up this way, y'all decided to put players in a box. And now they have to play this way because if they don't, then we have to just make up. We have to just make up a whole new role now. But you all were comfortable with it when a lot of the players that you grew up with watching, like Gilbert Arenas, like Baron Davis, like, let's be fair, they used to call them combo guards back then. But there's been several point guards throughout NBA history that are more scoring archetype. To be fair, Curry is much more off ball than a lot of those players. But you play the position that you play, so then you get called that position. Curry is a point guard who just has a different style of play. And we still assess him the same way we would assess anybody else at a set position as the position that they play in. But the reason why y'all do these things because you all don't want to admit that there's a possibility that Steph is going to end his career greater than Magic Johnson. Y'all don't want to admit that.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is second all-time in scoring, but it's a distant second, 44,149. The closest active player is Kevin Durant. He's about 15,000 points behind LeBron. Wilbon, what does this milestone mean to you?
Not a damn thing. Nothing.
Really?
It's numbers.
Okay.
I'm not part of the two generations that need numbers to appreciate or evaluate everything. I don't need to wake up and look at the box score and see that somebody had 25, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5 to declare it a good night.
Right.
Oh, Wilbon, what a fucking ringer. Home run take. Oh my goodness, Wilbon. A couple of things. I find it very interesting how you're going to sit here and say you're not a part of the two generations that need box scores to determine or evaluate how good a player is. Two things. I find it hilarious how you believe that you're not a part of this the two generations that need numbers to assess how players play. Just so y'all don't know, the generations that needed box score numbers to assess how good a player was are the people who exist in Wilbon's generation because they couldn't watch the fucking games back then. Not today. There's way more people who assess players based off what they watch rather than the numbers because we can actually watch the games. Your generation was the one who told us player A is better than player B solely based off of numbers. Not us. You niggas couldn't watch the games. Secondly, and more importantly, even though in essence I understand where he's coming from, at the end of the day, being able to score over 50,000 points is crazy. That is crazy. And though it may not be,
and they still don't look at Bron as a scorer. And they still don't look at Bron as a scorer. Bron is a passing, ball handling, facilitating forward, but he's got the most points in league history. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I to say what that is or what that's for? I don't understand it. But I think we can all agree that yet again, the way the media treats these athletes is insane. Like you're about to sit here and tell me the GOAT debate doesn't necessarily matter, okay? The GOAT debate doesn't matter about this, okay? But just for example, right? If you want to be a numbers individual, right, and talk about Jordan has 6 rings, Bron has 5, Curry has 4, Kobe has 5, Shaq had, you know what I'm saying, a numbers game, right? How many times you've been to the finals, how many times you've won, how many times you've won this, how many times you've won MVP, All-Star, DPOY, All Defensive Team, All NBA Team, stuff like that. Like, it shouldn't matter that much. It really shouldn't. Like, because if we're about to sit here and go back and think about it, 50,000 points yet again is a lot of points. LeBron James alone has 50,000 points. Out of all points scored in league history, Bron has 50,000 of them. And the next group of individuals who are actually starting probably are most of them don't even got 40,000. Like, did y'all know that Steph Curry doesn't even have 30,000 points? Steph Curry ain't even at 30,000. Just think about it.
And really should not be the end-all be-all to who's a better scorer and whatnot. I think that should more so be predicated off of skill set rather than numbers. However, 50,000 points, what it does mean is that there's a level of professionalism, excellence, and execution that came along with LeBron for over 2 decades. And that's something that no one in this sport can say that they've not only been able to achieve, but even come close to. And that alone should be enough to pause and acknowledge and appreciate who LeBron is as a player and an athlete. Not lead with, it don't mean a damn thing. Because respectfully, there's nothing that I'm pretty sure you or anyone that you probably know has been able to achieve that level of success and sustain it as long as LeBron has been able to.
Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months. Y'all talking about teams that had two great weeks.
Time out. I get what you're saying. You just went at the whole network.
network.
So crazy that Charles Barkley, you said that when, again, at the beginning of this video, we talked about it. Literally, Shaq quite literally said that there's only 3 teams we're talking about. Only 3. And here you are talking about how, why we only talking about same 2 or 3 teams, albeit, and granted, these are other teams that we're referring to. But this idea that even on TNT, that y'all have this diverse take on every single last team in the NBA, that we should believe that y'all actually watch these teams is so inaccurate that it's crazy. Especially because, again, you sit next to, or not next to, but you sit on the same desk with someone who openly admits that he does not watch the sport. Allegedly. I don't know if this is true. I'm actually going to find this out, even if I have to pay with it with my own money, and I have to put it on Twitter, because I don't know if I can put it on YouTube. Allegedly, there is a clip when Shaq got on TNT that the people behind the scenes in TNT had to tell Shaq that he has to watch the games, because during
And this is a big thing. This is a big thing. This has been everywhere. Like, the rumors is out. Shaq does not watch NBA games. So how are you going to be an analyst and talk to me about sports? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen? Like, how do you prepare for the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be providing us with information, you know, as being one of the greatest of all time, you know. One of the most dominant individuals of all time. You would think that you'd be out here watching basketball, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're not saying watch every single game, every single minute of every single day, but essentially that's what you get paid to do, so you should be doing that. Alongside that, I feel like you should definitely be keeping your eye out on the up-and-coming teams. Like, obviously, you have your purgatory teams like the Hornets, unfortunately, my Spurs, you have your Wizards, your Jazz, your Blazers, your maybe the Bulls, maybe, I don't know. I haven't really paid too much attention to the Eastern Conference personally, right? But you definitely should be gaining some sort of idea as to what these teams are looking like, maybe come playoffs, maybe come next season, maybe, you know, so you can have one of those I remember moments, nigga, I remember. But you can't do that if you was never watching them. Like, earlier when Shaq mentioned that he liked Cade and he liked Isaiah Stewart, like, no disrespect to Isaiah Stewart, but we need to start talking about Jalen Duren. It's just that simple. Why are we talking about Isaiah Stewart? We need to be talking about Jalen Duren. Why does it feel like every other week or like every other day or every 2 or 3 days, like Jalen Duren on Instagram trending for something? Because he didn't jump out the gym. Because he out there moving like Superman. Come on now. What are we doing? It's all right. It's okay. Look, it is what it is.
During the times in which the games were being played, Shaq would go in the back and go DJ and do a whole bunch of other stuff that had nothing to do with actually sitting there and watching the sport itself, and then turn around and then go on the desk and then break down the game as if like he watched it. I don't know if that's true, but it's alleged. But I do find it hilarious when you sit there and try to tell people, oh my God, y'all don't even talk about nobody else. And oh yeah, Two Perkins, in the comment that he made about how the Luka trade effectively saved the NBA.
Dang high.
Oh, it's super high, and guess what? I'm gonna take it a step further.
Oh goodness.
Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers are saving the NBA.
Perk, I saw headlines that said the NBA stole the Super Bowl because that was the headline that week.
It's so crazy, but also telling, because what that means is that, and Perkins has never been on the side that the NBA is so terrible of a product. That's the reason why viewership is down. But it is very telling. Quiet as kept, all the media members that have sitting here slandering the NBA or overly critical of the league, they all know, and in their heart of hearts, what would actually move ratings to get the NBA back to where it needed to be rating-wise would just be a much more compelling talking point, much more compelling storyline led by a bunch of stars that are identifiable who have the ability to dominate. They know that. So I do find that very interesting.
I already believe he's the most skilled center to ever play the game of basketball.
You're not doing that today. You're not doing that today, Big Berg. I'm telling you that right now. We're not going to do this today. Jokic is big time. The top 5 argument, I'm not disagreeing with it. I get all of that. But we ain't doing that today. We ain't going to start this narrative where all of a sudden Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets compromised for league MVP again like he did last year. Since February 1st, America.
Bro, look at Kendrick Perkins' face. He's literally, Perkins like, man, what the hell? Me pushing Jokic narrative to compromise someone else in the MVP race? Me? Nigga, I've been doing this for the last 2 years. I've been hating on Jokic longer than you about to be. Telling Perkins not to push Jokic propaganda is hilarious. It's hilarious.
I think the funniest thing is him trying to address SGA being robbed last year. First of all, being a former athlete hating on another athlete, his meat, get off. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Jokic might win that shit again. Jokic might win that shit again. Why do we not think Jokic can win that whole? Why is that not like a serious thought? Like SGA, like is given like one of them James Harden seasons where he won MVP. Like James Harden, first in points, first in points, first in field goals made, first in field goal attempted, first in 3-pointers made, first in 3-pointers attempted, first in shots attempted, first in free throws attempted, first in free throws made, first in like